Okay, good morning, all of you. So today we'll also do that particular underwriting chapter that I am doing for the last couple of classes. Continue with that particular chapter actually. Today we'll solve a single sum. It will be a very short class. Active sums korabo. Okay. Let's see what is come up. Let me share the screen. একটাই সাম করাবো, সামটা ছোট হবে, বেশি বড় হবে না। Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. এইটা একটা ভালো জিনিস দিয়েছে গুগল মিটে, সবাইকে একসাথে অ্যাকসেপ্ট করা যায়, খুব ভালো জিনিস। এটা জুমে ছিল, মিটে ছিল না। মিটে ইউ নিড টু অ্যাকসেপ্ট ইচ অ্যান্ড এভরি ওয়ান, বাট নাও ইটস ভেরি good actually. Okay, now so today's sum, Calcutta Limited offered to the public to issue 18 lakh shares at par. This offer was underwritten by three underwriters, Chetan, Dhula, Ilyas, equally with a firm underwriting of 60,000 shares each. Okay, fine. So 18 lakh is the total shares have been issued. Okay, and if you have divided it equally, then it will be 6 lakh each. 18 lakh ke jodi 3 দিয়ে each ভাগ করা যায়, তাহলে obviously কি আছে, it will be 6 lakh each. ঠিক আছে? তো তাহলে আমাকে কি করতে হবে, 6 lakh প্রত্যেকের individual liability of that particular the individual underwriter, and they have mentioned that the firm underwriting is applicable, which is actually 60,000 shares each. Okay, so there was some firm underwriting প্রত্যেকে 60,000 shares each. Subscription total 15,80,000 including the marked form. Okay, so the total subscription that the company received is actually inclusive of the marked form. Okay, so 15,80,000 is inclusive of the marked form, where that marked form is like 5 lakh shares for Chetan, Dola 5,40,000 shares, Ilyas 4,40,000 shares. The underwriters had applied for number of shares covered by firm underwriting. Okay, so it is nothing but firm underwriting is not given to all the individual shareholders. Okay, so it's not like the last class's sum, it's actually the second method. Okay, second method ta amra ekhane korchi, it's not the first not the third method actually, where in the third method the benefit of the firm underwriting is given to all. Okay, here the individual benefit of the firm underwriting is not given to individual underwriter, they have covered by the all the thing. Okay, okay, so so you need to calculate the liability of the underwriter, that is your number of shares they need. Actually they don't need the value actually, or rather they don't need the journal entries. Actually what I'm trying to tell you, from the first class of the underwriting, the most of the sum is coming is like calculations of the underwriter's liability. Okay, there is no such questions arises like your what you say that the journal entries. Okay, they are not asking for the journal entries, they are actually asking for your the only the you have to calculate the liability of the underwriter. Okay, liability টাই maximum question আসে, যার যদি তুই question দেখিস journal entry দেওয়া question দেয় না, শুধু liability calculator question দেয়. Okay, so whatever may be the situation or whatever may be the process, what I have told you that you need to calculate the unmarked application first. Okay, তাহলে unmarked application টাকে calculate করি. Okay, so they have first mentioned total shares subscribed excluding firm underwriting. Okay, so total subscription received is excluding firm underwriting is 15,80,000, and the marked applications was excluding firm underwriting. Okay, firm underwriting ছাড়া যেটা আছে, ঠিক আছে, so firm underwriting except firm underwriting it is given that 5 lakh 5,40,000 and 4,40,000. Okay, so 5 lakh plus 5,40,000 plus 4,40,000, so it is came as unmarked application from the market. Okay, this is your 1 lakh, and your firm underwriting you need to add, as you have considered that particular firm underwriting as your unmarked application. Okay, so you need to add up the firm underwriting, that is 60,000 shares into 3, it is 1,80,000. so your total unmarked application came as 2,80,000. again I am repeating. Okay, they have mentioned the subscription total is 15,80,000. okay, nothing is mentioned about the whether the marked form is included. Normally it is not included. If it is included, they will mention that. Okay, so the total number shares subscribed excluding firm underwriting is 15,80,000. Similarly, in the marked form, they didn't mention anything about the form underwriting, so we'll assume that marked form is obviously exclusive of the form underwriting. So again, that deducting that marked application excluding form underwriting, so it is 14,80,000. so the unmarked application from the market is 1,80,000. and as I have said to you, this is the method of where the benefit of the firm underwriting is not given to the individual underwriter, it is given to all. So this will be considered as a unmarked application. কারোর নাম লেখা থাকবে না যদি ওকে individual, if the marked application, firm underwriting has been considered as a marked application, then it will carry a seal of the individual underwriter. But as in the method they have suggested that underwriter had applied for the number of shares covered by the firm underwriting, সবাই apply করেছে, not an individual one. okay, so the benefit of the firm underwriting should not be given to individual underwriter, rather this particular firm underwriting should be taken by all the underwriter as a whole. ওকে, তাহলে কারোর নাম ওখানে মেনশন করা থাকবে না, নো নেম ইজ মেনশন ইন কেস অফ দ্য ফার্ম আন্ডাররাইটিং, অর ইন আদার ওয়ার্ডস উই ক্যান সে দ্যাট ফার্ম আন্ডাররাইটিং শুড বি কনসিডার্ড অ্যাজ unmarked application. That's why I am adding that particular firm underwriting down there. ওকে, আমরা ফার্ম আন্ডাররাইটিংটাকে আনমার্কড হিসেবে ধরছি, সেই জন্য এখানে অ্যাড করছি, ঠিক আছে, কারণ মেথডটাতে তাই বলা ছিল। দিস ইজ আ ভেরি ভেরি ইম্পর্টেন্ট পার্ট। okay, that when there is some, this word is mentioned, underwriter applied for the number of shares covered by the firm underwriting, that is all the underwriters have been applied, no single person is applied. okay, so the benefit will be given to all of them, okay, not an individual underwriter. So as the unmarked firm underwriting is considered as a given to all of them, so it will be considered as a unmarked, কারণ নাম মেনশন করা নেই মানে হচ্ছে এটা unmarked. okay, so this is your firm underwriting. So total unmarked application came as 2,80,000. now we'll go with the process. okay, statement showing liability of the underwriter. First I need to write down the gross liability. They have mentioned total 18 lakh shares have been issued, and that particular 18 lakh shares is actually divided into your three parts, okay, equally. okay, so 6 lakh 6 lakh 6 lakhs. so total 18 lakh in Chetan it is 6 lakh, in Dola it is 6 lakh, in Elias it is also 6 lakh. less marked application excluding firm underwriting. okay, so marked application excluding firm underwriting, okay, they have mentioned marked form is 5 lakh 5 lakh 40 and 4 lakh 40. check kore ni, yes, 5 lakh 5 lakh 40 4 lakh 40. so if I add it, it came as 10 lakh 40 10 lakh 40 14 lakh 80. yeah, 14 lakh 80. okay, so marked application excluding firm underwriting 14 lakh 80. so total 3 lakh 20 is the deficit. Now from that Chetan is 1 lakh, Dula 60,000, Elias 1 lakh 60,000. now unmarked application you have calculated 2,80,000. so unmarked application is to be deducted on the basis of the gross liability. so 2,80,000 is to be divided in equal, okay, because the gross liability they have mentioned equally. okay, so it is 93,333 is actually the figure coming, but for one of them it will be 93,334. ঠিক আছে, so আমি সেকেন্ড ডেটটাতেই নিয়েছি, ঠিক আছে, you can take it differently. okay, so 93,333 for all of them. I have taken for Dola it is 93,334. okay, so this is your 2,80,000. so if I deduct it, then the actually your you can say that actually your shortfall is 40,000 shares. okay, now 40,000 is coming as Chetan 6667 positive, Dola 33,334 negative, Elias 66,667 positive. okay, so as I have deducted it.
স্যার স্যার দেবদত্তা বলছো কি 1 ফুট করতে একটু
ये तो ফারহান নাই আসবে, কোথায় গেল? আচ্ছা পরে এলে দেখা যাবে। Okay, now your less unmarked application allotted on the basis of the gross liability is 2,80,000, 9,93,000. So 40,000 is the shortfall. So 66,667 Chetan positive, 33,334 negative for Dola, and 6667 for the positive for Ilias. Now you all know that particular negative figure will be divided into the positive ones. Okay, but the problem is, as you have adjusted the negative liability of Dola, okay, that is 13,334, okay, that is to be obviously it's to be added, divided equally. Okay, so that particular thing is to be nothing, is that particular thing actually 16,667 for Chetan, and also Ilias it is 16,667. Okay, so আমি ওটাকে ইয়ে করলাম, but because of this your Chetan there is another negative. Okay, from Dola it is divided among Chetan and Ilias equally. Due to this particular negative liability, your in case of Chetan, okay, the Chetan also incurs some negative liability. Now again, until and unless we adjust that particular negative liability, we can't finish the sum. Okay, so your Chetan's negative liability will be divided among only one who have the positive figure, that is Ilias. Okay, so 10,000 here is to be positive added, and 10,000 is to be deducted from here. So the net figure is 40,000 for the total, which is actually borne by only one particular underwriter, that is the shortfall. যেটা shortfall ছিল সেই shortfallটা একজনই bear করছে, who is Ilias. Okay, so Ilias only borne that particular shortfall. Yes, I'm not talking about the firm underwriting. Firm underwriting ওদেরকে নিতেই হবে, ঠিক আছে? So whatever may be the situation, firm underwriting will be their liability. So I'm not entering into that portion, okay, because it is a compulsory thing. Okay, but what I'm coming from the market actually, or what is the real situation arises in during the issue of this particular shares, from that there is a shortfall, which shortfall actually borne by only one underwriter, who is Ilias. Okay, so 40,000 is your shortfall that actually borne by Ilias. Okay, so your firm underwriting you need it now, and at the end of the point you need to add that firm underwriting. এটা সবার ক্ষেত্রেই कॉमन, जब भी firm underwriting का सम रहता है लास्ट में जाके वो firm underwriting को ऐड अप करना ही पड़ता है. Okay, so actually it is 2,20,000 total. Chetan it is 60,000, Dola 60,000, and for Ilias it is 1,00,000. 40,000 plus 60,000 it is 1,00,000. So 60,000 is for the liability for the Chetan, which is actually the only the firm underwriting. For Dola it is 60,000, again it is a only firm underwriting, but in case of Ilias his total liability is 1,00,000 shares, shortfall 40,000, and 60,000 is the firm underwriting. Okay, so this is your sum of the today's class. Okay, so আজকের ক্লাসে আমি এটাই করাবো, ঠিক আছে? আমি আর কিছু করাবো না, because this is the end of this particular chapter, or rather the underwriting part. Okay, now just in case of the underwriting I will tell you to solve this particular chapter considering the firm underwriting. Firm underwriting के ऊपर तुम जितना concentrate करोगे it will be better. Okay, because normal जो sum होता है ना, normal एकदम जो जहाँ पर firm underwriting नहीं दिया होता है, that will not come. Okay, that will really not come because it is too easy. ওকে, ওটা খুবই ইজি হয়, ঠিক আছে? সো সেই জন্য একটা প্রবলেম হয়, সেই জন্য আমি আমার মনে হয় যে ইয়েটা করাটা বেটার। ওকে, ইউ উইল বেসিক্যালি কনসেন্ট্রেট আপন দ্যাট পার্টিকুলার ফর্ম আন্ডাররাইটিং। ফর্ম আন্ডাররাইটিং দিয়ে যে সামসগুলো আছে সেগুলোর ওপর কনসেন্ট্রেট করলে বেটার হবে। Okay, so this is your underwriting of shares and debentures. Okay, you will ask, sir, what will be about the debentures? So debentures doesn't actually need that particular underwriting part. Underwriting ডিবেঞ্চার আন্ডাররাইটিং করা হয় না, ঠিক আছে? প্র্যাকটিক্যালি theoretically it is possible, but practically debentures is like a hot cake. Okay, so if some company is issuing the debentures, it will sold like a hot cake. Okay, whatever may be the situations of the company, whatever may be the goodwill of the company, it's like this. Okay, because they all know who have invested in the debentures is actually knew that I will get that return. Okay, whatever may be the situation, I will get that return. But in case of the shares there is a risk. Okay, the risk factor is much more in case of the shares. So in issue of shares actually requires that particular underwriting process. Okay, but in case of the debenture it doesn't need that particular importance of that underwriting portion. Okay, underwriting of debenture ta basically এখনকার দিনে তো অ্যাবসার্ড হয়ে গেছে সিরিয়াসলি স্পিকিং, বিকজ ইন দ্য টুডে সিনারিও if some company is actually giving the debentures, that particular debenture have been taken up by not the public, it's actually taken up by the mutual funds. Okay, whoever the mutual funds manager, they are taking this particular debentures like just in by a I Swiss, you can say that the debentures are sold. Okay, ওরাই নিয়ে নেয়। Okay, they are the big firms. Okay, they have the capabilities, they just to disburse to maintain their portfolio, they just invest in that in the mutual funds. Okay, that mutual funds will invest that particular money in the debentures. Okay, so debentures actually doesn't need that particular underwriting process, but in case of the shares, yes, there is a necessity of that particular underwriter. Okay, so this is the end of this particular underwriting chapters. Let's see, I'll start the that is the actually I'm covering that unit 1. Okay, in unit 1 I have covered the issue of shares, then we have bonus issue and the right issue, then I have done that particular underwriting. We have next we have employee stock option and the issue of debentures. So next class onward we'll start that particular you can এটা start করব, employee stock option will be start. Okay, so if you have any query, please tell me now. আর কোনো ডাউট থাকলে বল। Okay, no. Okay, so I'm stop sharing the screen first.